Hello YouTube and welcome to Texas, site to race number 25 of the NRSL Coke Vanilla Cup Series, season number 5, and joining me in the booth yet again is Stephen Paul III.
Hello guys.
And I don't think I've got clinch scenarios over there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Front row today.
Yes,
huh?
I think you do actually.
No, that's the manufacturer points right over there. Front row today is Dylan Young and Bill Bragg Jr. Mark George and Zach Flickinger will make up row 2. Christopher Pierce and Mohammed Zainudullah row 3, with Samet Ozkan and Jessica Shelton in row 4. Gene Sanford and Levi McIntyre will be on row number 5, and here's the rest of the starting grid.
So I definitely think it'll be an interesting race. You know, like the Truck Series, every race at Texas in the Cup Series has had a caution with a big wreck, so I expect nothing less. And some notes coming in: Braddock Jr. trying to clinch his way into the chase. I wrote down, I got to find the situations. But Steve Paul going for 3 straight wins in the 33. A lot of the guys won when trying to push it. We got 2 races left to go, so it'll definitely be interesting. A lot of drivers are going to be aggressive in this race, trying to get the front and get that win. As we go to our last row, is Seth Cole crashed in qualifying, and Chris Movie are in the principal financial car.
Yep. And the top 8 in points, ironically enough, are going to be our onboards here today, as there's not much to say in terms of the actual points battle other than clinch scenarios on the day. So we'll get with the onboards, and starting with our points leader carrying the Dodge onboard will be Charles Jackson. And here comes the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Well,
Chris Washer's carrying our Chevy onboard while Pollard tries to look for what he's looking for, because I know what he's looking for. Will Hoyt will be carrying the Tristan Wilhoit will be carrying the Ford onboard. Vince Almarego the Menards onboard camera. Dylan Young the Nicorette onboard camera. Sam Young the Waste Management onboard camera. And Chris Olivier will be carrying the Principal Financial onboard out back. And finally, from pole position, carrying the Toyota onboard camera is Bill Braddock Jr. So you found it, go ahead.
Alright, so Bill Braddock has got to finish 24th or better. Washington and Wilhoit need to finish 16th or better, and Almarego needs to finish 8th or better. Steve Paul and Jackson are the only 2 walkers in the chase.
Yeah, so far, there are 10 spots left for the taking here. 2 of them have been locked up, Jackson and Pollard. As pace car's off, and the Jimmie Johnson Foundation 500 is green.
Now, definitely going to be interesting. After 2 laps, we've seen the tires where the drivers slide up to the high side. So what we'll see in the next today.
And already Braddock going to clear, looks like off turn number 2. And as the cars get up to speed, Mark George able to clear as well for 2nd.
Both Ganassi cars up here. Remember, Christopher Pierce and Mark George both looking for their first alongside the
And Dylan Young looks like he'll clear for 3rd. Christopher Pierce going to be shoved up into the middle by the 29 car of Samet Ozkan.
Now, usually in a lot of the previous Texas races, turn 3 has been a trouble spot as we have a battle for the lead with Mark George.
Mark George trying to take the lead from Bill Bragg Jr., who was able to lead lap 1. 5 bonus points for him. Oh, trouble! Never mind, they saved it. They're 5 wide, I think, and that's trouble. Big wreck. They're still wrecking.
Oh no, Max Anderson.
Seth Cole and Will Lewis, who were involved in the qualifying crash.
Oh, they're still wrecking.
They're still wrecking, yeah.
Oh, everybody's in the grass. They're all in the dirt.
Brandon Patterson's in it. Amy Shelley.
Ali Nelson's in the grass. Oh, who didn't wreck?
Mohammed Zainadullah's in it.
That's the top 15.
And
holy crap.
Preston Plord is involved. Patterson, the Atlanta winner. Sam Young on pit lane. Louvier, Shelton. Will Lewis was in it. Fitzwater, Isaac Flickinger, Seth Cole, Zorline, Wilhoit. Looks like possibly some damage to the rear end of the 23.
Oh no.
Henry Sanford was in it. Amy Shelley with heavy damage to the 12. The 1's got damage. The 88 we saw spinning. Jack James has got damage in his return to the series. Mary Shelley was around.
Everybody was in that crash.
There's damage to the 11.
Small pit road boxes here too.
Looks like Kev got away with it scot-free, actually.
Who wasn't in the wreck? That's the better question.
And we've got pit strategy. Mark George is going to win the race off pit lane with looks to be a fuel-only stop. Dylan Young second, Zach Flickinger third, Christopher Pearson, William Duncan make up the top 5.
I think Dylan Young missed his pit stall. I could be wrong, but he tried to fake in and he didn't make it.
And with that, let's take a look back at what happened to bring out the yellow for the first time today. And we're back. Here's what happened coming off turn number 2. And this wasn't the only incident actually coming off turn 2, as Levi McIntyre, Samet Ozkan make contact there. And I don't know what Samet Ozkan's doing here, because he just forces Levi McIntyre down there. I don't know why, but I feel like that could have been avoided there. And then they come back up, and Ozkan just does not give Levi any room. Henry Sanford makes contact. Jessica Shelton nowhere to go. Gene Sanford also makes contact, then gets hit by the 99.
And that's going to hurt Henry. He was 10th in the points coming in.
Yep. Isaac Flickinger gets run in. Isaac Flickinger gets run into from behind by Cole Deaver. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
I don't know how to do the 38 either. She got turned up the track.
And then Gene and Zayn Abdullah will look at these. Levi then gets turned by Max Anderson. And
didn't Levi turn Max Anderson last week at Riverside?
Might have. And then Seth Cole, Will Lewis get involved in it there.
And then the secondary wreck, there's Amy Shelley, who's part of the secondary.
Well, there's multiple secondary wrecks, but she also, similar situation to what happened. Coming off turn number 2, you see it right there. Brennan Patterson and the 12 also make contact. This one, a little bit more understandable, but then again, Patterson trying to just save it a little bit and then just gets hooked.
Oh,
Preston Plord, nowhere to go.
Oh, my Lord, what a hit.
Pollard in it there. Delana Brahimian is in this one. That's where Fitzwater gets his damage.
10th, 11th, 12th. We're all involved in that wreck. Now, what happened to Mary Shelley to cause her to shoot up the track?
Good question. I mean, a lot of this, everyone just trying to avoid it.
Oh, yeah.
And she's trying to avoid it, and she gets past the main part of the wreck, but then James Qualls makes contact with Will Hoyt and then hits the 38 twice.
Oh, man, and a hard hit in the wall. And then Max Anderson just... Then there's more wrecks up there in the axis in the grass.
Yeah, this is just... People are trying to get where they need to go, basically.
So just trying to hit, and then somebody got turned.
Trying to get to it.
Oh, my God.
Well, it is... You have Chris Louvier and Tristan Wilhoit here. They're trying to just get around the wreck. And then they're trying to get back onto track. Sam Young's right there. Shelton trying to pit and just gets hit.
And Gene hits the...
Gene nowhere to go, basically.
13th in points involved in the wreck. That's everybody in the cutoff line there. Allie Nelson and Floyd...
Not sure where Jack James got damage out of all this.
Well, we found out the 78 stopped for the wreck. The 8 didn't.
Jeez.
I know. Brutal. And the 8 just doesn't stop.
Yeah, I don't know quite what happened there. And then...
4 gets hit by... Well, man, I don't know.
Haven't seen it yet. I mean, we saw the contact on the left side, but it looked like this car had right side damage.
I don't know if he wrecked on the yellow or something, but when people are coming back on...
Flickinger was on the apron.
I don't see, but man, that was we're gonna have all 8 onboards probably.
Maybe. Good idea to... we've missed... I just realized something. So... Whoops. Let's go ahead and take the onboards and we'll get you back to the restart. Onboard Charles Jackson. Onboard Chris Washer. On board, Chris Louvier. And finally on board, Sam Young. And we are back. Levi McIntyre, Bram Patterson, Preston Plord, Gene Sanford, and Jessica Shelton out of the race after the last incident. Actually, no, Jessica Shelton's still running. She's just 2 laps down. It was just, I thought, well, I blame Steven. Mark George is the race leader. Dylan Young second, Zach Flickinger Christopher Pierce 4th, William Duncan in 5th, Chris Louvier 6th, Jeffrey McCullough in 7th, Sam Young 8th, Chris Washer 9th, Zach Rogers in 10th. You're the one who said that she retired with no proof. That's all I'm saying.
You know, on a side note, Chris Louvier was 42nd on that onboard from the wreck and 6th now.
I'm willing to bet part of that is pit strategy.
Yes. Oh, okay. Mark George looking as far as Zach Flickinger will be an upside. He's already eliminated, so he's going for win as the green flag is back out.
Yep, green flag is back out. 21 a little bit off speed, just trying to gain some points at this point and stay out of the way. As right now, Dylan Young trying to look for win number 2 on the season.
And he is a former
actually trying to go back to back. He just won at Riverside.
And trying to go for 2 wins at Texas in his career.
As Christopher Pierce looks for 3rd right now. Chris Louvier looks for 5th.
How about McCullough? Best career finish. Doesn't he have a top 10 in his
And
career?
side by side for the lead as big break in the pack.
Big break is an understatement.
Meanwhile, still side by side as they're going down the back straightaway. And Mark George will clear into 3.
And Christopher trying to get up there as William Duncan comes through here.
Yep. And that definitely confirms that it's just that those 4 drivers are out of the race. So here comes Dylan Young back at the 42 now. Pierce clears for 3rd. Sam Young's got issues.
That's big.
Issues for the 14. He was 7th in points coming in.
That's going to be huge. But he has a win too, so.
And the Ginn Racing Waste Management Chevy is on pit lane, as well as Amy Shelley in the 12. Henry Sanford coming off pit lane in the 00. Not quite sure what that was about.
He might cause a problem with his ball.
Oh boy, yeah, he might. Kyle Matthews had to brake check for him. Side by side with the 15 and the 9.
Everybody in the pack, this is all separated.
That might be good, who knows?
And for the first time ever, two Cavs drivers were in the top 10.
Meanwhile, Chris Louvier battling with William Duncan. That is the battle for the 5th position as the 01 now has it. McCullough now wants 6th.
Remember, Chris Louvier started 41st.
42nd. Even better. He started literally dead last as Dylan Young now goes for the lead again.
Yeah, Dylan Young and Mark George look like the 2 best cars on track.
Well, right now, but now Christopher Pierce going to try and look for 2nd maybe. He can get there.
Trying to get in the chase. Christopher Pierce is actually 30th in points.
Yep. And Zach Flickinger now going to battle with the 01 and the 31 for 4th. Stagger 3 wide as, okay, Flickinger.
Man. Zach looking for his best career finish in his career, too.
As Dylan Young now clears Pierce for 2nd down the back straightaway they go, and Louvier looking for 4th.
How about a guy who definitely needs to do results? Zach Rogers, he's moving up to the field.
Right now running in the 8th position, looking for 7th on McCullough.
Yep, as the top 10 have broken away from the pack.
And Dylan Young gonna go for round 3.
Is there going to catch any lap cars?
Zachary Fitzwater would be the next one.
They're going to catch him. He's only doing 107.
No, he's going to pit lane though.
Yeah, so they're doing 200, so 190, not 200.
Right now Fitzwater's doing the same routine as the 00, going back and forth to pit lane. Just trying to log laps basically, at the mercy of the minimum speed rule, I guess. I don't know. Trying to make sure that they don't have to worry about it, I guess.
Track position is a premium, I can tell.
Yeah. As Zach Flickinger now trying to peek to the inside of the 41, and he's under attack from the 01 of Chris Louvier. Meanwhile, they've caught the 14 and the 21. I mean.
Whoa, no.
Oh, Louvier. Shelton trying to stay out of the way as best she can, and right now there's no real good spot to get out of the way.
This is going to stack up everybody. Oh, don't try that move here.
As Zach Rogers now gets to the inside of the 14.
Now it's the top 4 breakaway.
And that allows Charles Jackson, Sky Commons to catch up.
And Chris Louvier is still
pinned behind.
Oh, no.
Seth Cole's coming off pit lane.
Strategy, maybe?
Maybe? I mean, he does have damage to the hood.
Oh,
now Louvier finally gets around the 21. And Kyle! Oh, no! Oh, big wreck! Oh, Kyle! Oh, Bill Braddock! Oh, God! Oh, Steve Pollard's in it. And the 23. Oh my God, a huge wreck.
The Pollards, oh wow, living up to our name.
And Mark George is still the race leader.
As we gave Charles the best reaction in this channel's history.
And now oh boy, they're somewhat stacking up.
Steve Paul will not win 3 in a row with the 33. Half the field's going to the hospital.
Oh my God. Well, that's going to be the end of Shelton's day. Kyle Matthews, Fitzwater, Seth Cole, Smed Ozcon, Ali Nelson, Bill all 3 of the Bill Davis cars are involved in that one.
Yeah, Bill Davis is going to need a Caterpillar to bring those cars back to the shop.
Meanwhile, we do have a car well, that's Henry Sanford, never mind. Jack James now has damage to the rear end of his car.
Welcome back, Jack.
Mohammed Zain Abdullah as well. Sam Young. And with that, let's take a look back at what happened to bring out the yellow for the 2nd time today. And here we're back coming off turn number 4. Shelton was just trying to get out of the way as best she could, and Kyle trying to navigate through the quad oval, makes contact with the 21. They almost save it, makes contact with the 16, and then big hit right there.
God.
And slides right in front of his own teammates, Seth Cole, and Zachary Fitzwater is going to get a piece of it. There's Braddock, there's Nelson, there's Ozcon.
How did he? Oh, he got in.
Anderson got into the 22.
Oh, God.
Tim Randolph. Oh my God. He flipped over the 25. Oh, that's where I just saw where Jack James got his damage. Steve Pollard. Yeah, Steve Pollard and Stephen Pollard the third. Stephen Pollard the third's gonna hit the 48 and the 22. By the way, I think we need to check Cole Deaver's brakes because he runs into the 4.
Oh God, the pace car drives through Steve Pollard.
Oh my God.
Remember,
Qualls runs into it.
In the points.
There's a lot of people that were high up in points in this one. With that, let's take a look at some of the onboards. Onboard, Bill Bragg Jr. Wow.
The Coconut Cup Series, sponsored by Arc Brakes.
And we are back. Jessica Shelton, Seth Cole, James Qualls, Steve Pollard, Kyle Matthews, Bill Bragg Jr., Ali Nelson, Stephen Paul III, and Samet Ozkan out of the race after that last horrific incident. Mark George is still the race leader. Dylan Young is second. Christopher Pierce is third. Zach Flickinger fourth. Zach Rogers is in fifth. Jeffrey McCullough sixth. Chris Washer seventh. Kev Shear eighth. William Duncan, Sky Commons the top 10, with Charles Jackson, Vince Almerigo, William Flickinger, Jonathan Zorline, Chris Louvier, Tristan Wilhoit, Delon Ebrahimian, Isaac Flickinger, Jack James, Cole Deaver, Mary Shelley, Max Anderson, Tim Randolph, Mohamed Zamdullah, and Will Lewis, the lead lap cars in this one.
So definitely say passing is going to be tough. So can Dylan Young get enough momentum on the restart to try to pass Mark George?
Also worth mentioning, Kyle Matthews being transported to a local hospital just for precautionary measures, as well as Bill Bragg Jr.
Definitely huge hits there. Now, let's see how much of a factor some of the lap cars will be in this one.
Well, Amy Shelley going to prove to be at least somewhat of a factor. Only the top two cleared her before getting to turn number 1.
Now, let's also keep in mind, 4 out of the top 5 guys have not won a Coconut Cup Series race before.
Well, that answers that question of how much in the way Amy Shelley was going to be.
Oh, no.
As McCullough is going to be the big loser on that one. Still can't get around the 12. Sky Commons put his nose in there. That was a big move there for them, the 83. And now McCullough finally will clear.
How about all the nasty cars up here?
And Vince Almerigo, there he goes. He's going to be able to get around the 12. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Henry Sanford coming out of the pits.
Now, Henry's having a bad day, but all the cars wrecked. He's going to be gaining points still.
Well, yeah, I mean, he just passed like 21 points worth of positions there in that last caution.
Now, Mark George is 20th in points against.
Try 16th, actually.
Well, he doesn't have a win, so this is going to help him in the wild card, but he can hold off Dylan Young.
Yep. Meanwhile, just several good stories up here. Christopher Pierce trying to get another top 5 and try and hopefully maybe get up there for a win. If nothing else.
For a finish, if he can stay there.
Huh? Oh, third? Yeah. Maybe try and make it a Ganassi 1-2 if he could there, too. That would be something.
Oh, so that means if William Flickinger gets 30, he's going to get DQ'd?
Mm-hmm. Too soon.
Sorry, I had to.
Funny coming from the Allmendinger fan.
Yes, that still hurts my heart. The heart still strong to this day.
As Christopher Pierce trying to peek underneath the 24, not able to get there. Zach Rogers going for 4th on Zach Flickinger.
Kev is going to tie his best career finish if he stays there. McCullough is trying to look for his first ever top 10 in the Cup Series.
That is true.
And looks like nobody is going to be able to passing a premium here. It's so hard to pass.
As Vince Almerigo trying to deny the 26 a chance at the top 10.
Just so hard to pass. And here comes the 15.
He's going to be able to peek. Will he get some help maybe down that back straightaway is the question. No.
It's just you can pull out, but you just can't get the momentum.
Meanwhile, back up front, Mark George still with a car length advantage over the 24, Dylan Young. And they will catch the 60 of Tim Randolph.
Now, this is Mark George's worst nightmare.
As Flickinger under attack for 4th from Zach Rogers.
Now, when Dylan won in Season 2, that was a night race at Texas. He's looking for his first day win, trying to do the 1-2 sweep.
There's Tim Randolph.
Now, Randolph is 8th in points, so he's trying to gain as many points as he can.
Chris Washer looking for 5th, possibly on the 10, not able to get there yet.
Kev is still in 7th. I don't see Dylan going to be able to pass him unless the 16th gets nothing away.
Well, you never know with Texas, as there's just 5 laps to go. Actually, less than that now, as they're coming to 4 laps to go. This time by in the Jimmie Johnson Foundation 500.
And ironically, the Jimmie Johnson Foundation car had the biggest wreck in the race.
Yeah. Looks like they'll catch him in this corner, which is good news for Mark George. Maybe not. Never mind.
Mark George, he's going to be high. Oh,
Ooh.
boy.
Dylan, what are you... Oh, my.
So this is how we're going to see... Oh, no.
Christopher Pierce gets held up a little bit trying to clear him.
Zach Rogers, this is okay.
And that'll make it a 2-horse race there for the race win now. Top 9 are clear, as meanwhile, William Flickinger was last scored in 10th, trying to take it away from McCullough.
Oh boy, this is where the death's going to start.
3 wide for 10th.
Oh my god. Green white checkered?
Not yet.
This isn't going to work.
They're peeking 4 wide. They save it. 2 to go at Texas.
Oh my god, what a save. The 40 car was about to fly in the infield.
And McCullough can't get around the 60.
Mark 1-2 has not changed all race, and here we go at the pass.
They're trying to pass for 4th as Henry Sanford has to come to pit lane once again.
Now Mark George, his 23rd, 25th career start, looking for his first win. Is it on the white flag?
And they won't have to worry about lap traffic as Sam Young's coming off turn number 4 now.
Joe Young's not going to get there as Mark George looking for his first win.
Through 3 and 4 for the final time. When was the last time Ganassi even won? It's been a while for them. Mark George will win at Texas.
Now we wait for post-race tech. Oh, wait. Oh, Chris Louvier pitted. That's going to be huge for the thing. He was 7th in points, 8th in points.
So it was Mark George who will take the win for Ganassi today. Top 10 behind him, Dylan Young, Christopher Pierce, Zach Flickinger, Zach Rogers, Chris Washer, William Duncan, Kev Shear, Sky Commons, and William Flickinger grabs another top 10 as well, as all 3 of them finished in the top 10 today for Ganassi. Look at the bottom of the results, as if you were down here, then you were out of the race. Only 28 cars finished the day out on the racetrack. Henry Sanford 14 laps down, though, in that 28th position. Steven, your final thoughts?
Tristan Wilhoit clinched a spot in the chase byway with his 11th place finish. I mean, it was a lot of brutal crashes. Not really the best race I've ever seen, but, you know, Mark George had the best car. He had the best qualifying, and he was the best with the track position. Good win for Mark George and that team. Christopher Pierce, best career run. Zach Flickinger ties his best career finish. Kev got denied. Is set to tie his best career finish. William Flickinger, a Ganassi, all top 10. Good for them. Good run for Isaac. McCullough got denied his first career top 10. And another solid top 20 for Max Anderson. That team's been improving. Jackson's going to lose more. No, Jackson's going to gain more points. Jackson with another mediocre run. That's a storyline to look in the chase. But I'm looking forward to Richmond. If you thought this was a good reaction night, I love the elimination races, and it's going to be a good one. And there's a lot of guys still in line, especially with Christopher Pierce, 30th in